Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi. So today we are from Group 6. We'll present our case study about mechanic die crash by roller compactor. So here are our team members list. So introduction. Roller compactors are widely used and crucial in the construction industry, regardless of project size. The studies finding that roller compactor accidents on construction sites in Malaysia are primarily caused by operational and technical concerns. The findings of this study will be beneficial to the road construction and maintenance industry, particularly in terms of roller compactor monitoring, which will improve safety and supervision on all construction industry. The DOSH reported 3,246 accident instances nationally in the same time period in 2018 with 206 deaths, 153 permanent disabilities and 2,907 non-permanent disabilities. However, some businesses are increasingly paying attention to this issue, and Malaysia has managed to cut workplace accidents by 20% in 2020. Next is chronology of mechanic die crash by roller compactor. On 2 September 2020, around 12 p.m., a tragic accident happened near Jalan Anggun, Tanjung Kupang, Gelang Patah, Johor, which involved a victim, Malaysian mechanic, 22 years old, and the officers on duty is Sufian Alias, Deputy Director of Johor Department of Occupational Safety and Health. The victim was repairing the heavy vehicle on a slope near the Jalan Anggun road construction site. Then, a roller compactor rolled down and crushed the victim while performing his task. A medical officer from Gelang Patah Health Clinic arrived and pronounced the victim dead at the scene. All work involving roller compactors at the construction site has been stopped immediately after the accident because the employers did not follow the Oshe Act 1994.
Okay, what is the effect happen referring to Oshe and Environment Act? Next slide. Okay, if the accident happen referred to in section 31 cause death or severe damage to machinery or other property, no alteration or addition to machinery that could cause an accident or a dangerous occurrence may be made without the written consent of the investigating officer. Next is no alteration may be made without the written consent of the place of the accident or dangerous occurrence until the investigating officer. Accident in the workplace can have a huge impact on any business as they can cause loss of productivity, reduction of sales, low staff morale, loss of reputation, and at worst closure. Next.
Okay, I will continue the effect referring to OSH and Environment Act. Employers are required to record all occurrences, such as dangerous situation that may have resulted in death or injury, under the Health and Safety at Work Act of 1974. Every firm is required by the legislation to take necessary precaution to prevent a major occurrence in the workplace.
So now is going to effects and laws. So next. So for the effect and law, who is the victim? So it's a 22 years old mechanic died after being crushed by roller compactor. The tragedy of a mechanic crushed to death by roller compactor while repairing the heavy vehicle in Tanjung Kupang happened on 2nd September 2020. So at the 12 noon. The mechanic was pronounced dead at the scene by doctor from Gelang Patah Health Clinic after the incident on Wednesday at 12 noon. The victim was performing his duties on a slope near to Jalan Anggun Road construction site when the heavy vehicle rolled over and crushed him. Johor Department of Occupational Safety and Healthy, which is DOSH, Deputy Director Supian alias Enforcement, Johor Department of Occupational Safety and Healthy, issue an order to immediately stop all the works involving roller compactor at the project site and aiding the legal actions under the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1994. For non-compliance, all accidents, whether these involving employees or the public, are being taken seriously by his department. So the penalty is the offence under Section 15, bracket 1 of the Occupational Safety and Healthy Act for 1994 provide for a fine up to 50,000 or a jail up to 2 years or both on conviction. The next.
Okay, so for problem solution with ethical problem solving technique and Oshe Iraq, I will present next. For Oshe 1994, it is stated that general duties of employers and self-employed person, part 4. It states that it should be the duty of every employer and every self-employed person to conduct his undertaking in such a manner as to ensure, so far as is practicable, that he and other person not being his employees who may be affected terribly are not terribly exposed to risk to their safety or health. Next. For part number 6 is it states that it should be the duty of every employee while at work to take responsibility to care for the safety and health of himself and of other persons who may be affected by his acts or omissions at work. Next, to cooperate with his employer or any other person in the discharge of any duty or requirement imposed on the employer or that other person by this act or any regulation made thereunder. Next slide. So for this suggestion of solution according to the ethical, so we state that as we can see, the problem before the accident is when a company on a vehicle such as a roller compactor, when it is breakdown, certain employer consider that their budget in order to claim their benefit only. So it is not good for the company to use that cara. Okay. So for the suggestion, employer and employee must be aware of hazard such as safety and environment hazard, and employer must contact a towing service to take the roller compactor into the safer place for the mechanic to do their job. So the mechanic also must to make a recommendation to the employer and speak up when necessary to do their work at a safety place. So that's all from me.
Okay, next is suggestions of solution. Next. Okay, the first point, employer must protect labor rights and promote safe and secure working environment for all workers, no matter local or migrant workers. Secondly, implement sustainable public procurement practice in the workplace that are in line with national policies and priorities. Third, strengthen the implementation of occupational safety and health guidelines. In Malaysia, we refer to DOSH, DOSH. Fourth, urge companies, particularly large and multinational firms, to adopt sustainable practice and incorporate sustainability data into their reporting cycles. And lastly, employers and employees should take immediate and effective measures to eradicate possible hazards. That's all from me.
Yes, thank you.